News you can use. This is your lady, Dr. Lotus Riche. And of course, I have the esteemed pleasure and privilege to sit right next to
Yeah.
Hillary Gooden. How you doing, Pastor Hillary?
Dr. Lotus, I'm doing fabulous. How about you today?
Awesome. I am doing magnificent. I cannot complain. So let's get right into it today, Hill. Let's talk about what's going on, what's happening. And I think somebody's asking me for my phone so they can go ahead, tag, like, and share. So listen, you go ahead and tag, like, and share. And Dr. Hillary, what should folks do when they come in his house?
Hey, listen, as you come in, make sure that you say hello so we can shout you out. Let us know where you're coming in from. And like Dr. Lotus just said, make sure that you share and tag someone. Tag a friend, tag a family member, tag a frenemy, an enemy. You know, tag your neighbor, tag somebody, because we always got news you can use. Yes.
Woo-hoo. I love it. I love it. See, she got news you can use. Now, you know how I always say, and I never like to delay. So I'm going to pull my pad right over here today and say, get your notepad and get your pen and come on in, because note takers are money makers and note takers are change makers.
That's
but guess
right.
what? You can't make no changes if you don't write the notes down. And let me make sure. Oh, okay. This right here is a food list I was going over with one of my clients. And we were talking about healthy foods, and we got broccoli, asparagus, mushrooms, spinach, Brussels sprouts, kale, bok choy, and Swiss chard on this list, just to name a few things. So look, how could I even go back to it if I never wrote it down? So that's why note takers are money makers and note takers are change makers, because you can actually change the trajectory of your life and do what's right for the longevity of your life. And so, Pastor Hillary, I know today we've got a great topic. You want to tell folks a little bit about what we're going to be talking about today?
Well, 5 foods to boost immunity. Again, we all know that immunity is king, queen, is ace, is everything. And so having good immunity, having boosted immunity, being well protected from the inside out. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight.
I love it. I love it. And like Dr. Hillary said, immunity is king and queen. And you, all of you out there, have to be king and queen of your body, of your health, because as I always say, your health is your wealth. And so we have a fantastic guest tonight. She's backstage doing double duty. I already know she's back there sharing, and she's going to start some parties. So if you want to take a quick minute to share, and start some parties and run and tell somebody, it's the time for you to do it. Now, guess what? Dr. Pastor Hillary and we're going to do the same, and we welcome you. Take this 30 seconds to go ahead and tell somebody. It's hot on the box with news you can use. We'll be right back. You got 30 seconds. Here goes. You've got 23, count them, 23 seconds to go ahead and share with somebody the news that you can use. News you can use, because you can use it and they can too. So like and share and tag somebody that you want to let them know that you care, and have them come on in as we get ready to talk about the 5 foods to boost immunity. All right. Fantastic. And look at Pastor Hillary. She's working it now. She's working it. With no further ado, I'm going to get right to you. I know y'all saying, Dr. Lowe, what's in the cup? We want to know what's in the cup. Dr. Lowe. Well, listen, I'm going to let you know what's in the cup. I'm going to take a sip. You know I'm going to take a sip because I got to make sure it tastes right. Okay. So in my cup tonight, y'all gonna be kind of blown away maybe, because tonight I'm actually not doing a cup. I'm not doing a cup tonight. I am doing something different than a cup. And tonight, let me just show y'all what I'm doing. Hold on. Look here, y'all. Get your Ignites cup. But tonight I got a glass, y'all. I got a glass. So look, this is my glass. I'm going to take my cellophane off and I am going to sip on my smoothie. Pastor Hillary.
That sure is a pretty color, blue.
Thank you. This is actually is green, but it do look blue, don't
it? It looks blue.
Y'all, this is the good stuff. This is the good stuff. It's got spinach, kale, it's got cucumber, garlic, orange juice, and a myriad of other things. If you want to know what the secret sauce is in this glass, you have to DM me and I will give you the patented secret that's in this glass. Okay, so let me move some stuff over right here because we're about to get this party started. Right, we've got a phenomenal guest tonight, and I think that Pastor Hillary is going to put her in the hot seat. So listen, we're going to take a quick break and give you some time to share with someone that you care about as we share our intro with you again. And when we come back, Pastor Hillary is going to take the honor of making sure she introduces our phenomenal guest tonight as we discuss the 5 foods to boost immunity. Don't you want to be healthy? I know I sure do. So we'll be right back. Welcome to News That You Can Use. This news is for you and everyone you're connected to. That's right. This news is not just for what's happening around the corner. We're talking to people in Hawaii, in Japan, in Australia, all over the world to bring you news you can use. So go ahead and tag somebody and let Dr. Lotus, Riche, and the remarkable Pastor Gooden know who you're bringing in. As we start the show with our dynamic guest, none other than the founder of Brother Wellness. Welcome to the show. All right. So tonight, Pastor Hillary gets to talk about who's coming in to the show tonight as we talk about the 5 foods to boost immunity. So, Pastor Hillary, you want to let everybody know who we got on the show tonight? I see folks already trickling in, so they are ready for us to begin.
All right, so we have with us speaker, author, trainer, and founder of Rugged Wellness, Miss Angie Elting, and she knows a thing or two when it comes to foods. So welcome. Please bring on out. I'm all ready. Let's get this party going. All right.
Hey, she's doing double duty. Hello. How are you?
Hello. How is y'all? How is
we
everyone?
Is fine. How you doing?
All is fine.
Doing wonderful. That's wonderful.
All right.
I'm doing a last few more shares here, and my full attention is with you. Absolutely. I want to make sure that everyone gets a chance to enjoy our segment today.
All right.
Fantastic.
But we can't wait to get started because we know that you bring in the knowledge like you always do. And so we're happy to have you on the show again. You're always doing the most. You're an avid supporter of us, and you always bring us great news on how to be healthy and live a healthy and well-balanced life. So, Miss Speaker, author, trainer, and founder of Rugged Wellness, Miss Angie Elting, let's get right into this powerful topic because you've come to us before and you share some great tips on why it's essential to make sure we're drinking water and eating properly. And so today we're talking about foods to boost immunity. But you kind of changed up some stuff on us because you said, you know what, Doc? I'm going to say this. I'm going to give you something else that I want you to share. So see how she switched it up a little bit. She said, I want to talk about 5 nutrients, the nutrients to supercharge your immune system. And so, of course, we said, sure, of course, let's talk about it. So, Angela, let's get right into it. Why is it so important that people utilize nutrients from their food and even supplements to supercharge their immune system?
Well, it's important right now with our immune system. Why? Because of the pandemic is still ongoing and the cases are increasing worldwide. The so-called Delta variant as well is going rampant wild everywhere. So we're not in the clear as we thought maybe we would be when cases started to reduce
Mm-hmm.
worldwide. But we're starting to see lots of spikes. So more than importantly, we need to maintain our immunity no matter what. But I figured it was kind of a little more challenging just to talk about 5 foods. I was doing a lot of research and they all pretty much talked about the same types of foods. But I ran across the article that you kind of splashed on the screen there from verywellhealth.com, and it talked about 5 nutrients. And it sounded really fitting because the 5 different nutrients that we're going to talk about, there are the top foods in there that you'll see if you research. But, it's not just certain types of foods, just only 5 really. We should be eating out of these 5 types of nutrients. And as we
Mm-hmm.
discuss on it, you'll understand why.
Okay, fantastic. So let's get right into it. Let's look at the first one that we have. And now, Hillary, I know because you're the queen of the lymphatic bounce and the lymphatic system. One of the first ones is vitamin C. So, Pastor Hillary, as far as you know, why is vitamin C so important?
Well, vitamin C is a great antioxidant, and it's a great nutrient, very important to our immunity. We think about citrus fruits and things of that nature. I know that they use in some cancer treatments, they use high dose vitamin C to help
Right.
people to boost their immunity. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a very important nutrient that we can
Mm-hmm.
find in different foods. And so yeah, it's right up there.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And that's great. And so that was one of our first questions. Eating foods that fortify your body with nutrients. Basically, why is it essential? And man, I put Pastor Hillary right in the hot seat.
Right in the hot. And
And
let me
she
add to
came
what
out.
Hillary had to say, because she talked about deficiency. And when it comes to vitamin C, according to the CDC, the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, they did say about 7.1% of the US population was classified as having a deficiency in vitamin C. 7.1% is not a lot, but still, people are deficient in nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
vitamin C, when they're deficient, it's kind of characterized with people who are experiencing like bruising or bleeding gums,
Mm-hmm.
weakness, fatigue, and even rash. So, but
Mm.
by having a, a higher dose of vitamin C, especially when you have these illnesses, it'll treat all types of diseases, including cancers, like
Yes.
Dr. Hillary mentioned. We know number one is we always talk about colds and flus,
Mm-hmm.
asthma, bronchitis, and any kind of chronic pain. Even for
Hmm.
eye illnesses, vision problems, cataracts, glaucoma, heart disease. It could be great for even high blood pressure, osteoarthritis, and even Parkinson's disease.
So much.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Awesome.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. And I wanted to look at, if we may, some of the fruits that actually have vitamin C and some vegetables and citrus fruits and juices like oranges and grapefruits, kiwi fruit, red and
Yeah.
green peppers are great. And also
Mm.
broccoli and strawberries are really great. So
Mm.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. So let's mosey on down here to vitamin E. So I want to talk a little bit about vitamin E if we can. And just by the way, let's get our disclaimer out of the way early up. Okay. So just so that um, we want to inform you, like if you're on any medication for chronic or severe diseases, conditions, consult with your physician before taking any of the foods or supplements that we're talking about. Okay. Because we're not medical doctors. Okay. And we don't claim to be. And so you need to consult with your physician prior to taking anything. And also, we want to let you know that we don't claim that any products can cure, diagnose, prevent, or heal any ailments. But what we do know is that many of the things that we're sharing here this evening has helped us, the folks that you're seeing right here on this panel, immensely. And now you'll see in this ad, you'll see that we don't own the rights to this. And we love to make sure people know where we're getting our information, that it is credible. And so on your side of the screen, we're also going to put this here on your side of the screen so that you know where it's come from. And so with that being said, we're going to get right to vitamin E when Miss Angie is ready. Miss Angie, want to tell us a little bit about vitamin E and why it's so important?
Yes. So vitamin E is essential to our normal functioning of our human body. It plays a central role in our immune system, just like our sister vitamin C. And it's a function of an antioxidant, and it neutralizes those free radicals that damage our cells at the cellular level, genetic level, right? And so, unlike vitamin C, vitamin E is fat soluble. So it means that in order to absorb it within our bodies, we need to eat more fats. And so, in most cases, it's able to be stored within our liver and our fatty tissues of our body. So, we find vitamin E in other sources, like in vegetable oils. We find it in eggs, we find it in meat, poultry, cereals, fruits, and vegetables.
Yes, awesome. And the green juice, y'all. It looks blue, y'all. I know, but this is really green.
Yes. And so there are people that do have deficiencies, although it does say vitamin E deficiencies are kind of rare in developed worlds, but except for premature babies with low birth weight or people with rare genetic disorders. But so it's important to have, a combination of having vitamin E in our bodies to also prevent any type of malabsorption of any disorders. You have Crohn's disease, ulcers are things that are less likely to absorb the vitamin E in our bodies.
Okay, well that's excellent. So I know that we jumped right in here. And I know Miss Hillary is probably gonna put you in the hot seat. So I'm gonna step aside just a little bit while Pastor Hillary put you in the hot seat because I know she had a question for you.
Okay, so where's my question?
Okay, so
we're talking about zinc. I saw zinc on the list next.
Yes.
So it's an essential mineral.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's involved in the production of certain types of immune cells. Do you have more information on zinc?
On zinc. So zinc is great for our bodies. It helps with our immune function, especially it occurs with age. The older that we get, it happens to be that we have less, we intake a lot less zinc within our bodies. And according to the study in here, it says that fewer than half of older adults in the United States consume the adequate amount of zinc. And so this is compounded because of the loss of absorption that's as we age. So we need to make sure that we maintain having enough zinc within our daily diets, right? So we can prevent having like pneumonia or having other types of diseases, definitely inflammation, and um, so the more, and I'll talk about the foods that's listed on here as well. So you can see that the top sources of zinc we have is oysters, baked beans, cashews, raisin bran. Raisin bran, isn't that interesting? And even chickpeas. Can you think of any others?
What was the
Well,
last thing you said? Chickpeas.
chickpeas, yeah.
Okay.
And that's interesting. I can't think of any other off the top of my head, but
Yeah, me
what I
neither.
found over time is that I noticed a lot of vegans have been using things like chickpeas and cashews to make like peanut butters and pizza
Chickpeas
crusts and all of
and
those things,
cheese.
and cheese, which
Mhm,
amazingly is high in
mhm,
zinc, which
mhm,
fortifies the immune system. And I
mhm.
thought that was pretty interesting that you would bring up this particular article, and it breaks down things so well, because a lot of times people say, well, I don't know, I can't find nothing healthy to eat. Well, there's healthy things all around us, and that can fortify our body. And I thought that was really, really important for you
Yeah.
to share that. Yeah.
Yes. And so, what else is in that article? Is that because that was like the three? We have vitamin
Yes.
C, vitamin
All
E,
right. So the next
zinc.
one, carotenoids. Now
Yep.
we've talked
Hmm.
about carotenoids in the
I've heard of
past.
those before.
Yes, absolutely. Now,
Yes.
carotenoids, these are common dietary nutrients that we have in our body. And in many cases, we don't necessarily produce enough within our body, so we receive them from foods. Now,
Right.
carotenoids are well known for providing the color pigmentations of all of our fruits and vegetables, all our colorful fruits, as you see in here, the oranges, the greens, the reds, the blues and purples, and the greens and browns. So there are six particular, although they're not listed on here, but I'll let you know what they are. You have alpha carotene, beta carotene, beta cryptoxanthin, lutein, zeaxanthin, and lycopene. Now
Right.
we've heard of quite a few of these from time to time, right? When you think
Yeah.
of lycopene, what kind of vegetable do you think of when you hear of lycopene?
Is that tomatoes?
Tomatoes, absolutely. It is the color, the carotenoid nutrient for red fruits and vegetables. Definitely
No.
lycopene. What about beta carotene?
Carrots, orange.
Orange, right? Orange fruits and vegetables.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Who's in the hot seat here?
So I'm the
Yeah. You see how she switched that up on you?
Yeah,
You see how she switched that up on you?
I
actually
did.
Yes.
now.
So listen, we
Mhm.
we we've got some guests on the show, and we want to switch it up and put them in the hot seat. So I want to say hi to Mr. Martin Pratt. We're happy to have you here.
Hello,
And he
hello.
says sharing, because sharing is caring. Yes, it is. Sharing is caring. And of course, we got Judy Ambrose James. We're happy to have you here. The
Thank
Pro
you.
Network crew is in the
Hey.
house. Happy to have you here. And of course, Judy Ambrose said high doses of vitamin C is important for immune deficiency. So
Yes,
if you're
absolutely.
immunodeficient, you want to definitely make sure you incorporate vitamin C. And of course, she put down vitamin E. And of course, we know that zinc is one of the primary things that during the pandemic that folks have been calling for. And also, I want to just throw this in. This is like something to help you sleep, but this is melatonin. Melatonin also helps if you have difficulties or challenges with the COVID virus. And like I said, we're not doctors, medical doctors. However, we do plenty of research and we talk with medical doctors on a consistent basis, and our research is highly researched. So, so what I'm saying is, do your homework, but just
Right.
know that again, your health is your wealth. So let's get right back to it.
Okay. So you have a combination of these carotenoids, and so it's not like you only want to take one. You need to actually have all six.
Mhm.
So and sometimes the foods that we eat do have that combination. One of the great things about these carotenoids is there are some that you definitely need for the various parts of your body to improve on. So a lot of these nutrients also convert to becoming other vitamins as well. So alpha
Mhm.
carotene, beta carotene, and beta cryptoxanthin, these convert to vitamin A.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes. So,
Okay.
and then there's others. So, in a sense, these are called your pro A vitamins. And so you
Okay.
get, so if you don't, if you're not, and of course, when we think about vitamins, we're thinking of supplements. But first, we definitely want to get these supplements from the foods that we eat first.
Right.
If you don't get enough of it,
Absolutely.
it relate to supplements, and we'll talk about
Mhm.
that towards the end.
Right.
So carotenoids has so many benefits. So one of the greatest things when we think about it is our eyes, right? We talked about carrots
Mhm.
uh, with beta carotene. Well, carotenoids, all these carotenoids are great for our vision. So you think
Right.
about what are some vision issues we may have as we get older, as we age.
Well, blurred vision is oftentimes something that's happened, and the inability to see very well at night. Like a lot of people say
Yeah.
that they have night blindness, if you will.
Hmm. Absolutely. What else? When you think of what are some type of eye diseases that you might have heard of?
People talk about cataracts. I mean,
Cataract,
Yeah.
glaucoma.
glaucoma,
Yeah.
absolutely. Any kind of
Inflammation.
inflammation, absolutely. Inflammation to the eyes. So you need to have these combinations. One of the great combinations for vision as well is lutein and zeaxanthin. Now,
Hmm.
those that have some eye issues or eye illnesses, especially chronic, oftentimes they are prescribed by a doctor to have lutein. So many
Right.
people may go and just receive lutein supplements or some type of lutein, but lutein isn't just enough. You need to have it paired with lutein and zeaxanthin. That
Right.
combination is just like saying um, uh, a person that eats ice cream can't just have only one kind of ice cream. They have to have two or more.
Mhm.
But for
Mhm.
eye, definitely lutein and zeaxanthin helps for those in reducing the risk of eye diseases and helps to improve their eye function. So on top
Awesome.
of eyes, next after eyes is your cardiovascular benefits. Now, what happens is that where we start to produce plaque within our arteries, and it
Mhm.
reduces the amount of blood in our blood vessels. So our blood starts to stop pumping enough blood,
Mhm.
high blood pressure, hypertension, glucose intolerance, and then even abdominal obesity as well, are some of
Right.
the risk factors. Um, and so eating carotenoids, right? So we see here like kale, carrots, spinach, collard greens, sweet potatoes, as well as our fruits. We have the apricots, papaya, and mango. So those are all will help to contribute to improving our cardiovascular benefits. And here are a couple more that I like to share. We are aging, and we talked about our eyes, but even our skin. Think
Yes.
about the exposure of the sun. Well, I'm sure we probably have less exposure to the sun thanks to COVID-19, right? We're
Mhm.
spending more times indoors. But on the contrary, what are we spending more time now using now that we're
Right.
not outside?
Mhm.
The lights from the computers,
Lights
that
from the
blue
Right.
light.
all of our devices that we're using, right? Phones,
Hmm.
iPads, games, right? Laptop or PCs. So any UV radiation, not only just from the sunlight, but even from these devices, the blue light,
Yeah.
right, will start to have effect on our skin and even within our eyes.
Right.
So by having lycopene and beta carotene helps to prevent skin redness caused by the UV radiation.
Mm-hmm.
Lycopene and beta carotene combined with vitamin E, because we hear about vitamin E, right? Having vitamin E oil in lotions or serums for whether it's our face or even our skin to help with that elasticity, right? And collagen in our skin.
Mm-hmm.
Some other benefits: bone health. Now, usually, what do we think of? What type of nutrient do we think of when we want to improve our bone health? What do we think of? We don't really think of carotenoids. What do we normally think of? What helps with bone health?
Oxygen, bone broth. I don't know.
Bone broth. Or
What about calcium?
Calcium. Absolutely.
Calcium.
When we think of bone health, we usually think about calcium. About as a child, I remember, you see commercials of drinking milk, right? Milk does the body good, helps your bones grow. But actually, carotenoids as well helps provide that positive effect of help with osteoporosis, even to help strengthen those bones, not only just milk. Because think about it, nowadays we have more and more people who do not drink milk, not whole milk, right? Or vegans and vegetarians. So they have to receive that calcium or bone health to prevent any deficiencies in bone health from other sources. Well, just by eating our fruits and vegetables assists with that as well. And when we talked about boosting immunity, same thing. That's where our vitamin A, fruits and vegetables come into play. It helps even to reduce types of cancer like breast cancer, prostate cancer, and so forth.
Right. And so we had one of the viewers, Miss Judy, said she'd like you to spell them. The antioxidants and carotenoids.
Okay. Would you like me to type it in the chat so you can?
Yeah, sure. That would be perfectly fine.
All right. So I'll do that. All right.
They do sound like tongue twisters.
They do.
I can see it.
Yes.
They do. I think even the first time I had heard about them, I was like, what? Okay, I've heard of some of them. Like I've heard of lycopene, so that's the first one I'm going to put up. I kind of had heard of lutein. And of course, I've heard of beta carotene. So that's not too hard to say.
Okay.
And even alpha carotene.
So we'll put the carotenoids right there on that side.
And then,
okay. And we can see those. And then the lycopene. You'll see the lycopene there. And then we have the lutein. Which is coming up, and I'm trying to make sure you have enough time to write it down, and I will go back over it again to make sure that you have it. And then the alpha or the beta carotene. Okay. And we'll put that up for you. And there it is. And then we also have the alpha carotene. Copy. And then we also have the beta cryptophansin.
Try saying that a lot. Beta
what she said. Right.
Ditto.
Right?
Ditto.
and xanthine, is it right? let's see here. And this is the last one that she shared with us. Zeaxanthin.
Zeaxanthin.
Zeaxanthin. What she said. So say
Good
that a
one.
few times.
Yes. What she said, what she said,
What she said, what she said, what she
Right.
said, what she said.
Ditto, ditto, ditto.
That's right. So we're going to take a quick break. Go ahead and grab that. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come right back and we're going to hear more from the founder of Rugged Wellness herself, Miss Angie Elting. We'll be right back. Your health is your wealth. And we know that living a healthy life starts from within while sharing the positive energy to the world. Rugged Wellness advocates to empower people not just to experience these quality of life, but to also offer and to expand your stream of income through an affiliate program that our members are naturally close, helping you to help yourself live the Rugged Wellness life. All right, fantastic. And we are back. And we are almost at the top of the hour. And so we've shared some great things that can help you out. And Miss Judy wanted us to make sure we put it on the other side. So we made sure that we put it on the other side. So go ahead and take these items down. Make sure you write them in your book so that you know things that can help you overcome many illnesses that you might have. And I think Angie found another nutrient that she wants to share with you. Angie?
Absolutely. So we're going to talk about 5. So this is the last 5. The fifth one is omega-3 fatty acids.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely an essential nutrient that our bodies can't make. So we have to consume it. And oftentimes we must consume it with our foods and even with drink, right? So when you think of omega-3 fatty acids, what do you think of?
I think of fish.
Yes. Yes.
Fish. Yes. And the 3 are the 3 that we hear about all the time. You hear of DHA and EPA, and the other one is called ALA. Now, these are so scientific of a name that it's kind of very difficult to pronounce. So we just call them ALA, DHA, and EPA.
Right.
But these omega-3s are found in mostly plant foods as well as fish. The ALA are mostly plant-based. So you find them in walnuts and chia seeds.
Right.
PA and DHA are actually found in marine animals like fish and also algae. But they're also present in some other fortified foods like orange juice and even certain eggs.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Awesome.
So, but why do you think we need omega-3s?
Well, I think that's a question for Hillary.
And you know what? I was just sitting here thinking that is a great question for our guest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well,
that's what I think.
Protect from diseases. It has a key role in. Thank you, Dr. Hillary. It does have a role in protecting our bodies from disease, and as well as our heart health, prenatal health, brain health, and even eye health.
Right.
But those that have, but the higher levels of fatty acids that we consume in our diet, right, in our daily intake, the lower risk for death from cancer, cardiovascular disease, and other causes combined. So that was pretty interesting.
That's awesome.
That's really good news.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
That really is news you can use. We all can use.
Great news you can use. So
yes,
worries, especially, because most people think that when they do think of fatty acids, they did think of fish first. But those are vegetarians and vegans. It's like, well, what about us? We don't eat
avocados.
Fish. Yep.
Right? So there are other supplements, within our food sources
Yep.
can receive those fatty acids.
And I eat a blend of seeds, chia seeds,
Mhm.
hemp seeds, sesame seeds, and flax seeds, which are really great. And as everyone saw earlier on, when I shared the screen, those are uh, high in omega-3 fatty acids. And
Absolutely.
so for those of you that like nuts, walnuts is another great source. And many of you may know that I love mackerel. Mackerel is great. Tuna, salmon, sardines, herring, and trout are also great ways, if you like fish, to get that into your diet. And it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to
It
do it.
sure doesn't. So you can see that we can take a combination, we already eat a combination of foods within these 5 types of nutrients,
Mhm.
right? We talked about citrus foods, citrus fruits. We talked about all of our green vegetables from kale to spinach. We also talked about fruits like papayas and oranges, the colorful fruits and even tomatoes, right? That are our carotenes, carotenoids, right? We talked about even with our vitamin E, our zinc as well. So we actually do consume this in our foods as long as we're eating whole foods.
Right.
That's the key. Making
Yes.
sure that we're having
Yes.
whole foods. Now, for those that it may take some time to introduce some of these nutrients into our daily diets.
Mhm.
And one of the easiest way is what Dr. Riche had shared within is having a smoothie, right? So the
Yeah.
combination of the fruits and vegetables in that smoothie pretty much covers everything that's on the. So the probably only addition that you may, because we had the avocado, right? We had apples, bananas, there was kale, spinach, parsley, cucumbers, um, zucchini, garlic, and even ginger and orange.
Yes. Yes. And let me say, if I may, too, um, you can, a lot of times people say, well, what's in it to make it sweet? I was on the phone and someone said, well, can I add some honey? How can I make it sweet? Well, this has 2 apples in it, a red apple and a
Green
green
apple,
apple,
a banana,
and a
orange.
Banana
banana.
and
Right.
that
And
orange juice.
typically,
Yeah.
and the orange juice will give you enough sweetness. So if you think it's going to be real bitter, it's not going to be really bitter. And then you can actually sweeten it to taste. Pineapple is great for you because pineapple is great for the digestive system. So
Right.
you can also use pineapple. You can use tamarind. Tamarind is excellent for the body as well. Now, those that have concerns with blood sugar levels, you want to minimize adding too much fruit because it's a natural sugar. Okay. So you want to lean more heavily on the green, luscious stuff. That's what I said, the
Green
green,
luscious.
luscious stuff, right?
Absolutely.
And then maybe use, if you have to have a sweetener, maybe some Manuka honey or something like that usually works really well. Or again, a natural sweetener, oranges, pears, anything like that would be great for you. And so Judy said, I've been diagnosed with rheumatoid. Um, but she also said, me too. I eat that blend also of seeds. So great on you, Judy. Fantastic. So Judy says she's been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of the foods that Angie just shared with us are anti-inflammatory. Turmeric, another great spice. You can find it in any store. Hillary, how about you? Are there stores around you that you can find turmeric in? And if so, where have you found it?
Uh, in our local Pete Fresh Mart. I don't know if they have those in the DC area, but they're all over Chicagoland. And they have
Awesome.
you can buy the fresh ginger as well as the fresh turmeric. You know, they
Mhm.
look like those fingers and toes. And but that
Mm-hmm.
you can buy the fresh turmeric as well.
All right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So with that being said, really our diet, our health really is our wealth. We just have to eat and drink smart. So I really want to kick the ball over to Pastor Hillary, because Pastor Hillary is she specializes in the lymphatic system. And I know earlier on, Pastor Hillary, you said in many of our shows that it is really essential to make sure we drink plenty of water. So can we talk about why it is essential to drink plenty of water? Because what I've realized is that approximately 80% of our water intake, it does come from drinking water, but the other 20%, it comes from our food, like our vegetables, like our fruits. All whole fruits and vegetables contain some type of water.
True.
So why is that so important to have fruits and vegetables in our diet that possess this water?
Because it's amazing how the natural water from the fruits and vegetables can quench a thirst. Sometimes people drink. I've heard you may have heard of people, they decide, well, I'm going to drink loads and loads and loads of water until they drink too much water, and then they end up being almost like drowning from the inside. I mean, it can get that serious. Well, some people have just gone overboard. So you don't want to do too much of anything,
right?
That can cause such an imbalance, and then can end up making you sicker. Whereas when we drink enough water to keep keep our body well hydrated, because at the point where you begin to feel thirsty, you're already in a state of dehydration. So you want to stay hydrated is the main thing.
Right. And a lot of times people will ask, well, what kind of fruits, and vegetables can I eat for a maximum benefit? You can look right down below. You can, and I've got some in here: cucumbers, celery, tomatoes, radishes, peppers, cauliflower, watermelon, spinach, strawberries, broccoli, and grapefruit. They all contain about 90% of water. Yeah, cantaloupe, honeydew melon, things of that nature. Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely. Easy water sources. So really, we can use food as a treatment to our illnesses.
Exactly.
So it's important to have, food, and water to help us to boost our immunity. Because in most cases, all the chronic illnesses that people do experience is from the lack of, the lack of the nutrients. It's based on having inflammation in the body. But one of the greatest things to help combat any kind of inflammation is actually those 5 types of nutrients that we had talked about, whole foods. The more people start to eat more processed foods, fast foods, fried foods, and things like that, you take away your nutrients. Right. Not saying that you have to eat raw foods, that you have to eat salads every day, because you don't. Right. There are a lot of benefits of eating cooked vegetables and cooked fruits as well. But having them more into our plates, right? The more colorful our plates are.
Yes.
I was listening to a webinar, and it was shared by a dietitian, a nutritionist, mentioned that, every meal should have at least 3 different types of vegetables.
Right.
And I like a lot of variety. So sometimes I go overboard. Sometimes people might think it's overboard, but I go more, so the more colors, think of making your plate as colorful like the rainbow, because the more colorful that you have on your plate, that means the more nutrients that your body is going to consume.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yep. And if I may, I want to add this too, because I typically I want to say hey to Dr. Michael Freeland. Great to see you. He said, I work outside, so I understand the importance of hydration. Yes. And so another thing, someone said Miss Judy said she had rheumatoid arthritis. Well, here's something that I personally know that's been helping me with back pain. Even if you have hot flashes, if you suffering from some sinus issues, cancer, things of that nature. here is something that I use myself, and it's flashing in and out. But mushrooms, cordyceps, are amazing for the body. Mushrooms have a just a great medicinal benefit for the body. And the mushrooms that I take, they are a liquid form, but I do eat mushrooms too. I love mushrooms, all types of mushrooms, from shiitake, reishi, turkey tail, which turkey tail, as many of you may know, turkey tail mushrooms are mushrooms that typically attack cancer cells and prevent the replication of cancer cells. Now, remember, as we said earlier, and we want you to make sure you hear this when we say we're not medical doctors. So anything that we're sharing with you, go ahead and talk to your medical doctor about. Okay, now we're not saying that anything that we're sharing can cure you or anything like that, but I'm telling you what I know. I'm not a spokesperson for Life Cycle or nothing. I've researched several of these companies that have this alcohol extraction for the mushrooms, which means that you're really going to get the full benefit of these type of mushrooms that you normally wouldn't get otherwise. You can take mushrooms and you can make a tea out of them, things like that. So with that being said, if you're having any type of conditions that I mentioned earlier, you may want to check into getting some of these mushrooms. They've got the chaga, the cordyceps, the lion's mane, the turkey tail, the shiitake, and the reishi. Okay, so that's just to name a few. So thank you. And Dr. Mike says what, Hillary?
He says, I love mushrooms. Also, haven't heard of these. Good information.
All right, fantastic. So we have had a wonderful time thus far tonight, and I'm so happy to have had Angela Elting back on the show tonight. She's been wonderful, and of course, our fabulous co-host, Dr. Pastor Hillary Gooden came through as only she can do, as we talked about the 5 foods to boost your immunity. And we hope that you have received great value, because guess what? Your health is your wealth. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back. And that's a fact. We're going to come back with our 5 foods to boost your immunity closeout with our words of wisdom. So with that being said, we'll be right back.
Hi, busy women leaders. I'm talking to you. Are you juggling your family, your business, your career, and your health? Afraid that if just one ball drops to the ground, everything could fall apart because everybody's looking at you. You're stressed and overwhelmed. You're looking for answers, for help that's real help, for solutions. I have Vibrant Life Solutions that can help you. I am Hillary Gooden, the Vibrant Life Coach, author, speaker, lymphologist, and pastor. I empower busy women leaders with strategies to reduce stress and anxiety while increasing energy, clarity of mind, better sleep, better health, and vitality. Oh yeah, and boost your immunity. If you're ready for that, you say, I need that in my life right now. Let's connect. You can reach me at www.hillarygooden.com. You can direct message me on Facebook or LinkedIn at Hillary Gooden. Or else, if you would like to get on a free 20-minute strategy call, a clarity call, go to bit.ly/Hillary Gooden. That's bit.ly/Hillary Gooden. I absolutely believe you got the power to help your body, help you live a more vibrant life.
conference speakers. Of course, you know, this is Saucony Prince, and I am so excited that we're going to have an opportunity to speak at the Mental Real Estate Conference coming up September 18th in Kansas City. Now, I'm helping DJ Mike J with his technical aspect of the event. So I'm actually running the PowerPoints. So what I need to know from you is, are you going to have a PowerPoint? And if you are, I need for you to get it to me ASAP. That's right, as soon as possible. Because I also need to make sure that it's going to run on the equipment that we have. If you're not going to do a PowerPoint, that's fine, that's great, good. But if you are, we need to have it, and it needs to be finalized. That means no last minute changes, just going to get it together, put together, in fact, what it is you're going to have to show, and then send it to us, or make sure that you get with me when you get to Kansas City, because I need to get that uploaded and make sure that it works properly before you take the stage. And we need to make sure that that happens now. So if you can get that to me as soon as possible. Actually, I need a deadline. I'm setting a deadline. I need it by next Friday. That's right, next Friday, which is, check my calendar, because I know y'all are going to be like, that ain't the right date. Next Friday is the 20th, August 20th. I need your PowerPoint videos by August 20th. So don't be surprised if you get an inbox from me, if you get a message from me, if you get a text from me. Hey, do you have a PowerPoint? I need it by August 20th. I want to do this video to make sure everybody knew that we're all on the same page, and I'm going to tag people in it. But I'm also going to reach out to you, because one thing I really hate is last minute stuff, because I know stuff that's done last minute, it just adds more stress. And, you know, we're all at the age, we don't need stress. I don't need stress. So what I want to make sure is that this event goes out without a hitch, and that I help my brother DJ Mike J out. So listen, if you have a PowerPoint, get it together, get it done, get it finalized, and get it to me by August 20th, next Friday. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
I love it. See, Saucony come in the house letting you know what we need. So make sure you join us on the September 18th. It's going to be amazing. You are going to love it. And so with no further ado, Miss Elting, we're going straight to you for our final words of wisdom.
Well, Dr. Lotus and Dr. Hillary, thank you for having me today for another wonderful segment about 5 foods to boost your immunity. But the way to boost our immunity is not only just 5 foods, but 5 types of nutrients. We talked about vitamin C, vitamin E, zinc, carotenoids, and omega-3 fatty acids. So it's very important, especially at this time with this pandemic, that we take the time to eat a healthy, balanced diet of the 5 nutrients. So make sure every plate is colorful. Make sure every plate has at least one of the 5 nutrients. Fill it up as much as possible. Eat it throughout the day. Why? Because it helps when we have a healthy diet rich in immune boosting foods, it helps our body to build infection fighting cells, to repair injury to those cells, and fight against any kind of infection and illness. So I wish you a healthy, nutritious summer, and let's go and boost our immunity with these wonderful 5 nutrient immunity boosters. And that's all I have. And if you want more information, you can reach me at on my Facebook. It's Rugger Wellness, and it has lots of information about foods. We'll talk about recipes. If you have any requests on any kind of recipes that you're looking for with some of the illnesses that you are dealing with, please let me know. Just connect me with Rugger Wellness on Facebook. So I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a physical therapist. I'm not a doctor, but I am a practitioner of just healthy and wealthy eating. So I'd be happy to walk this journey with you to help you the best you can.
All right. Thank you, Angie.
Thank you. Wonderful.
Yeah, so make sure you connect with Angie. Make sure you check her out. I hope she's going to do another 100 ab challenge. Make sure you check her out on Facebook and definitely pop in at Angie for mpusa@gmail.com. So, Pastor Hillary, what you got for words of wisdom?
Wow, this was really a great turn from what we started out with 5 foods to go with 5 nutrients, which just broaden the whole spectrum of what you can have, versus us telling you 5 different foods. There are so many foods when you talk about nuts, seeds, the fruits and vegetables and fish and different things that you can do, that you can try. Like for myself, try some new things. You say you get bored maybe because you only like string beans, you only like them French cut out of the can. Try some of the fresh whole foods like Angie was saying tonight, and try something different. Like for me, for the first time, I had Swiss chard mixed in with some spinach and different vegetables and leeks, and I never had leeks before. So that was all in one dish that turned out to be so good that now I know Swiss chard is something that's added to my arsenal of foods that I know I can eat and that are also good for me. My next thing is eggplants. I didn't know how to fix them, but I've got so many different recipes that now that's my next target, is to try eggplant. And again, it's something that's so rich with all type of nutrients that are good for the body. The thing is, you got the power, and I say this all the time, you absolutely got the power to help your body help you to have better health, so that you can have more energy, boosted immunity, have vitality. It helps you to feel young at heart when you're healthy on the inside, from the inside out. And I also advocate a colorful plate. When I see a table set and my eyes gravitate to the colorful dishes, that's what I want to put on my plate. And so just try something new, something different you never tried before, so you can just keep broadening your choices so that you can make more healthy choices. That's what I have for tonight.
Awesome, man. I love it. Woo, 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 woo. Go, Pastor Hillary. Go, Angie. Go. All right. So look, all I can say is I got some news you can use too. And my final words of wisdom are these. Okay. Listen to what they said. Listen to what they said. And also catch me in Kansas City with DJ Mike J. Catch me there in Kansas City with DJ Mike J. If you have not gotten your ticket to the Mental Real of State, here it is on your side. Go ahead and get your ticket now. Don't wait. Get your ticket now. It's going to be amazing. We've got some amazing speakers. This is hosted by DJ Mike J, also known as Dr. Michael Freeland. He is having Your Majesty, none other than Sir Clyde Rivers there, along with a myriad of other wonderful speakers, to include myself, Dr. Lotus Riche. So I double dog dare you to make sure you get your ticket and join us there. And then my next word of wisdom is don't forget, and I'm going to bring this up for you. Join us for the Hope, Health, and Healing Conference that's coming up right in your face. Dr. Lolo is going to be in the place. Dr. Hillary is going to be there. Miss Angela Elting is going to be there. So make sure you are there. Make sure you are in the place with the Hope, Health, and Healing. You don't want to miss this. This is a workshop that's coming up right this weekend. Branson, Missouri. You want to make sure that you're there. Go ahead and get your ticket. It will be live and it will be on It's going to be virtual. So there you have it. There's a link. Go ahead and get your ticket today. Don't blink. Get your ticket today. Go right there. Go to this page. If you don't know what to do, you can come here. You can register right from Braveheart Workshop page right here. All you got to do is click right here, and it'll take you right to the Braveheart landing page. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. It's a 3-day event on hope, health, and healing. You can come here, you can register, you can inquire, you can go straight to the event. It is going to be amazing. And first and foremost, let me say, make sure you check out the video. I'm not going to belabor you long with the video, but I want you to go here and check this video out from the host, none other than Jill Reynolds herself. This is a place for hope, health, and healing. And if you can't jump in your car or get on that plane and be a part of it, join us online and get the hope, health, and healing that you know you so richly deserve this weekend, August 20th through the 22nd. We'll see you there. And so those were my words of wisdom. Get your ticket. Come and see me. I am going to be the MC for this wonderful event. And then, of course, none other, not your brother, just your sister, Pastor Hillary, will be there. Make sure you get a ticket and show that you care. So with no further ado, we want to thank you for being a part of the show, for allowing us to share news that you could use. So make sure you check us out again next week. We will be having a replay this Friday on news you can use. All right. So make sure you don't miss it, and make sure you know that above all, that I love you, but God loves you best. What you think about that, Hill?
I was just thinking, I love you too, people.
Yeah. Awesome. We'll see y'all next time. Have a good night. See ya.
Good night, everybody.